Hi everyone, this is Pastone and welcome to this new BuildCraft tutorial video. Today we are going to talk about landmarks and how they can be used to mark areas in the world. So let's get started. A landmark is something relatively easy to craft. You can see the recipe here. I need a redstone torch as well as a piece of lapis lazuli on top of it, and that creates a landmark. So landmark, they behave a bit like torches. You can place them on the world like so. They look like torches a bit. They lit the environment around them, but their real use is to define a three-dimensional area in the world. So to create such an area, I need at least two landmarks that are properly aligned. So let's see here, I can add the second one, and if I left click or right click, sorry, on one of these, this creates a first area. So this is just one dimension of the area. Now what's very important is to identify the center of the area. Here I've clicked on this landmark, so I've decided that the center would be here. If I wanted to create a two-dimensional area, I'm going to have to place another one on a different axis, let's say on the ground like that. And if I click again on the center one, I've created a square in the world. So only three landmarks are required to create a square. I can add one here if I want to, but that does not belong to the environment that I'm currently in process of creating. Now if I want to create a cube, a three-dimensional area, I'm going to have to go a little bit above and place my landmark up in the ground. And again, if I right click on the center, I'm defining here a nice cube, a nice 3D area, and this is basically as much as I can do. Now what you've seen here is that I went step by step to define this area, but of course I can just place my markers the expected way and right click on the center one, and that will create automatically this cubic area. Now once that is defined, I'm going to be able to create and to place an item next to one of the mark to capture this volume. So for example here I've got a filler. If I place a filler next to any of those marks that define the area, the filler will capture the environment and make it its own. So if I place it here, for example, you can see that the cube has changed. It went from this red lasers to this stripes here, which means that now the filler will work in this area defined. One last thing that might be useful, these markers, they can go quite far. They can go up to 64 blocks away, but that may be complicated to create such a wide area. So the idea is that if you place a redstone torch next to a landmark, you will see this highlight that will show how far I can go to create a mark, to create the other marker. So let's have a look, for example, over there. You can see that the blue laser actually goes and goes a little bit, okay, and stops here. So in other words, if I create a landmark here and try to join those two things, see, I'm right clicking, it doesn't do anything. Now if I place the landmark on the latest position available and right click, then that connected those two marks. And this is just kind of a helper to define how far it is possible to go in terms of placement. Now of course we've seen 3D areas, cubic areas. It could be useful to have just a smaller one. For example, let me actually remove that. If I just create a line here, and if I place my filler next to this line, I have something that I can fill, for example, so I could fill one line of elements here as opposed to having a square or a cube. That's about all you need to know with regards to these landmarks. We'll be seeing how to take advantage of those capabilities in the various tutorials related to the specific blocks. But for now, thanks very much for having watched the video and studied the landmark, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.